Welcome to the So You Wanna Get Fat podcast. I am your host, not your typical chef, Brian Sow, and today with me, as always, is my ball of buttery French goodness, Frenchy!
You're a Muttley to your dick bastard.
Wait, what?
Don't know that cartoon?
No, what's
Hanna
that?
Barbera? Google it.
I know Hanna-Barbera.
Look up Muttley.
Muttley?
Can't believe we haven't even started the episode yet.
I know, for real. Muttley. Oh, yeah! Hell yeah. How you doing, buddy? Doing good? We just watched a Jamie Oliver video.
And we're in a good mood.
And we're in a good mood, yeah. That video coming soon. And you know what? You should pick up a Jamie Olive Oil t-shirt.
Stand up.
Yeah, I'd stand up because Frenchie's not wearing pants. And then you should not pick up a bottle while you're on the website picking up a Jamie Olive Oil t-shirt. You should not pick up a bottle of Gochujang.
À l'orange.
Gochujang.
À l'orange. Why can I never get it to focus?
I think you're holding it too close to the camera. Hold it, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. How you see how fast
Yeah.
that?
Why haven't I been doing this the whole time?
Well, I was about to tell you once, and then someone in the comments a few times would say, like, I love it how every time they do the Gochujang à l'orange bit, when Brian holds it, it's in focus, and when Frenchie holds it, it's out of focus. So I just kind of let it be.
Okay.
All right. Well, on the meat and potatoes.
Am I old enough like that people can forgive like that mean shit I would do?
Yeah.
Or am I not at that old yet?
Well, there's been recently in the past few weeks, it's happened. Well, let me tell people the meat and potatoes of today's episode, which is we're going to check out Fallow YouTube channel where they tell you why fish tastes better in restaurants. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And where are we filming from, Frenchie? Going back to you.
340 West 46th Street, New York, 10036. That's the zip code because I insist on getting
Gifts. Oh, we got a gift from Lincoln Joey.
No way.
Yeah, Lincoln Joey sent us a gift over there. We're going to open up this a little later from Lincoln Joey. Yeah, Lincoln Joey. Okay. Right? Premiere 4. That's Lincoln Joe. Lincoln Joe. I call him Joey.
Lincoln Joe.
Yeah. Okay. We'll check that out a little later. And then if you guys want to have some amazing sandwiches, go over to Brooklyn. Visit me at 326 Bedford Ave. For amazing sandwiches. All right. So going back to you, do you think you're old enough where people forgive you for
He's just old. He doesn't know any better.
There is. So, I semi-regularly check the comment section. Sometimes I take a little
I haven't
break.
looked at the comments in a long time.
Yeah. Just keep it that way. It's been there's been a string of comments where some people are thinking that you're not wanting to be here anymore because you've been getting so upset at the last few videos, or you're like you're hangry and you're like, okay, enough, I want to go eat, or like I want a martini,
Oh,
and I'm used to that because Frenchie and I are best friends, and we've been together. Been together. Well, we have been together for so long, but we know each other so well. So I don't think twice
so
about it.
are you telling me I can't be comfortable with our audience?
Well, that's what I was going to get to. Is if anything, Frenchie is the most genuine he's ever been because he's just like he's forgetting the cameras are on, which is what you want out of your host, in my belief. And then also, so these few people that are like, oh yeah, I don't really like the show's going downhill. Frenchie clearly doesn't want to be here anymore. Like,
Hey,
yeah. So you know what I want to say to you guys? Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck to you,
Fuck to you.
Stop being such a little bitch.
Fuck
And
to you.
we don't want you. It's that simple. If you're that soft,
Unsubscribe,
unsubscribe,
unfollow,
yeah,
unlike.
yeah.
And what's the other one?
I
get them all?
Huh? Yeah, you got them all. Yeah, fucking soft. You guys are being soft, okay? Jesus. All right, let Frenchie be angry and upset. Anyway,
I always come back, right?
But then there's just as many, if not more, comments of people loving that you're getting so upset. Like they
So what does that tell you? Don't read the fucking comments.
Yeah, don't read the fucking comments that opinions are like assholes. Everyone got one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, anyway, I didn't mean to actually get into that today, but here we are. All right. So,
Okay, what do we got?
well, before we get on to the meat and potatoes of today's episode, I'm actually back from tour. So last week's episode, we filmed that the week before I went on tour with Lost Becomes, but now I'm actually back from tour, and here's a few shots. That's me on stage, baby, with my good old Sully guitars, Fishman pickups.
That's a
and
good picture.
It's a great picture, right?
Who's taking pictures?
At this place, there's a guy named Jay. Oh my God, I need to give credit to this dude. I will pull up your profile right now and show it on the. Here we go. Jay Worcester 75 on Instagram. Okay, Jay Worcester 75 on Instagram. All the credit to you on that amazing photo of me and my gear. Our Lost Becomes tracksuit, which I'm planning to order us each one. We have Lost Becomes tracksuit.
Oh, you have to get me smaller
Yeah, I know.
because I'm not a 2XL anymore, baby.
Yes, Frenchy, do good. And actually, speaking of losing weight, yeah, here's a shot of us at the gym.
Wait.
What? That was Tuesday.
Oh, I sent it to you too.
Yeah, you sent it to me Tuesday.
I was like, how you again? I was gonna say you and Blondie are conspiring again.
No. So that's us at the gym. The other day, we did abs and legs.
You could really see all the white hair.
Yeah. This is the last day of the show. We toured. We did a 3-day run with Age of Ruin. And that's my bandmates. That's Sean Ageman, Anthony Capozzi, Anthony Lapardo, and Will Gomez.
Wait, so everybody's really doing the tracksuits?
Yeah, everyone in the band. It's our thing now. We all wear a tracksuit.
That means if I come along, I have to wear the tracksuit.
Yes.
Even if I'm not in the band.
Yes. Oh, actually, you can get your own customized tracksuit, Lost Becomes tracksuit. Let's see if I can Silent Pendulum. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is where you also get the Lost Becomes hot sauce. Here we go. You can get a custom embroidered tracksuit. So here's a Capozzi's, but you can put Frenchy, you can put whatever your name is out there. Get your own tracksuit available now. And then also, so is the Lost Becomes Sam Sauce Blink One's hot sauce. All right, which is a So You Wanna Get Fat collaboration. So be sure to check it out. There I am in the van. They caught me while I was sleeping. Good times.
Oh, dude, you don't want to fall asleep on me.
And then this is at the one of the hotels at the swimming pool where I'm contemplating life. Actually, I'm thinking about you, Frenchie, in this photo.
You should look happier than that.
Okay, that's it.
Wait, you wear your glasses to the pool?
No, I never dunked my head in. Just kind of.
Oh, you're using it as a.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
chilling.
are you on the water spout?
No.
Yeah, you're on the water
I'm
spout,
not on the
aren't you?
water
Yeah.
spout.
Oh,
I'm
I feel
not.
good. Oh.
Right in my culito. Okay. Let's put Oh, you have your headphones on already?
Oh, I never took them off.
Yeah. Well, this is a little
Because
reel.
we're doing back-to-back episodes.
Yes. This is a little reel from on the Lost Becomes Instagram. This was the first day.
Ooh.
You got a spicy one?
I just got stomach pain.
So we're gonna get demonetized because
Wait, isn't it your own music?
it is my own music, but we're on a label and they're gonna demonetize us. I can get it cleared, but if you don't want these demonetized episodes anymore, you should check us out on Spotify, where we are now available on video, uninterrupted, no edits, no cuts, no
Wait, then I
demonetization.
should watch it there. Are there comments over there?
No.
Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah, there's no comments there. Good. Yes. So you can also watch us on Spotify. Be sure to do that. Thank you very much, YMG. And that's enough plugs for today. Let's get into why fish tastes better in restaurants. This is from the Fallow Restaurant YouTube page. They do some cool content, and let's check it out, shall we?
Why fish tastes better in restaurants. Temperature. This is a temperature guide I learned whilst working in a 2 Michelin
Well,
star
right off
restaurant.
the bat, restaurants are getting premier product.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the better the quality of the restaurant, the better quality the fish,
Yes.
obviously, because they can spend more money.
Right.
Right. Unless you're going to the fishmonger and you're picking it out yourself and you know what you're doing.
Right. You're
Like,
getting pretty
I-
shitty stuff.
I don't think I've ever bought a piece of fish at a supermarket.
Yeah.
In my entire
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Ever.
You can get pretty decent fish at the Chinese supermarket because fish is such a common part of
The rollover is much bigger.
Exactly. So what? Yeah, the rollover is what Frenchie's referring to, right? Like the product renews so much more often. However, unfortunately, typically at a Chinese supermarket, they don't have the typical American cuts like a cod.
They don't have the pretty cuts.
Yeah, they don't have the pretty stuff. You know, a lot of it is bone-in fish, which most Western people are not into. You're
Listen,
not going to get fillets.
the whole world likes
Yeah.
bone-in fish.
Yeah.
It's Americans don't. I don't want a bone.
Yeah, well,
They'll send back a fish because it has a bone in it.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
ugh.
I would say the best fish you're going to get at a quote
Well,
unquote
that's a Saint Pierre.
common. Which one?
The one all the way to the left.
Oh,
I don't
yeah?
know the word in English,
Oh.
but that's where Saint Peter picked it out of the water. So his 2 fingerprints.
Oh,
Saint Pierre, Saint Peter.
St. Peter. Gotcha. What was I saying? Fuck. I don't remember anymore. All right.
What we're going to do is just talk you through all these different.
Well, let's talk about that. That looks like mackerel,
Hmm?
right? Very oily fish, but it's like a steak.
But if you cook it right,
Yeah.
you can negate that strong. You can negate it.
Yeah.
That's like I'm gonna admit I'm not good at that
Mhm.
because I just don't like
Right.
it, right.
I love mackerel. It's very, very popular in Korea.
But a good chefs will know how to negate, compensate, and
Right. He'll know how to pair the dish with things that are going to tone down that fishiness. The more oil content fish has, typically the smellier it'll be. So think about a cod fillet versus a salmon fillet, right? You like when you touch a piece of salmon, it literally feels more oily.
Different fish, and the perfect way to cook them: halibut, very sort of fine structure and texture; salmon, much more oily.
cod.
Yeah, halibut, which is it's like in the flounder family. It's that flat fish, right? That one side is one side of the fish is white, and the top is usually whatever, stone colored or gray or whatever.
Well, the fish is born this way, and then the eye moves around, and then it adult it
Mhm.
goes flat.
Yeah, and then the
So
both.
sometimes you'll see that the eye hasn't traveled all the way.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Oh, no?
But I'm sure it happens. Halibut is a very low activity fish, thus it won't be as oily. Much more neutral in flavor, but very meaty, which it makes it nice. That's salmon there. Cod, that looks like turbo to me, which is another
Yeah.
very similar to halibut. So the lower activity, the fish, the what?
Yeah, just in French, it's turbo.
Oh, turbo.
It just sounds pretentious, but it sounds normal. Like you're going turbo. I was like, rum rum turbo.
The lower activity fish is generally lighter in flesh color, more delicate in texture and flavor, whereas high activity fish will typically have a much firmer texture, like swordfish, tuna. When you cook tuna, right, it's very firm. What's another one? Mahi mahi is a super
Swordfish.
hot. Yeah. So
Much
Did
more
you see
dense.
Swordfish already?
Cod,
yeah, I did.
Oh.
I did. Oh, I remember what I was going to say about earlier that I forgot. The place where I feel like you're going to get the best fish from a common supermarket, quote unquote, is like a Whole Foods. Their fish section isn't bad.
Yeah, and don't be fooled. All that shellfish is unfrozen.
Right. Well, 90% of shellfish you're getting, actually 90% of seafood you're getting is frozen. It's just the type of freezing process
Yeah.
it's gone through is so advanced that it doesn't give you the off flavor. And that's because
And most of the time when you're freezing that
Yeah.
fish, it's not getting frozen for the first time.
right.
That's why the second when you are next time when you want to use it, that's
Yeah.
why it's such a terrible
Right,
piece of
right, yes.
product.
So when they freeze the fish, it usually happens on the boat once they catch it, and
Fresh.
it's
Fresh frozen.
fresh frozen. But it's super. What's it called? It's like a super freezer. There's a term for it, but basically, it's like super sub-zero temperatures. It freezes the fish so fast.
That it doesn't, the capillaries don't have time to explode.
Right, because when ice freezes, it freezes sharp. And on a microscopic level, it punctures the flesh. So actually, this is something I see at a lot of supermarkets and is a telltale sign that the fish has been frozen. If you go to a common supermarket and if they have a tuna fillet, like a segment of it, uncut, usually it's in the bag and it's sitting in a pool of, well, it's not blood, but it's, red colored water. That's because it's been frozen and defrosted a couple times. That is a telltale sign that the cells have all ruptured.
That was gross.
Yeah, I know. It sounded like I was gargling on some cum or
Oof.
something like that. Anyway, that's a telltale sign the flesh has ruptured and it's spewing liquid. And when you cook that, it's going to be grainy as fuck.
Hard, hearty, flaky, turbot, even heartier, even flakier. Mackerel, super oily fish, lots of fat in there. Fish on the bone, my personal favorite, which is also a white fish, John Dory. So,
And again,
halibut.
don't forget-
John Dory.
John Dory. That's what
John
it is.
Dory.
Oh, I remember
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
a
yeah,
restaurant
yeah.
called John Dory.
Yeah, I've never tried John Dory before, but we learned about it in culinary.
It's such a, in Brittany, I used to eat it a lot.
In the UK, we get a lot of halibut, but it's mainly farmed for sustainability reasons. I'd say it's the most delicate white fish you can possibly get. Interesting, very dense structure. So whereas you've got a cod or something, you've got these really, really large flakes. This is much, much more compact, and you can taste that when you eat the fish. When cooked properly, halibut I would rival against any other fish. A little bit tricky for me to learn when I was first on the
Again,
fish section.
when cooked
Just
properly.
how to get that level right. Essentially, one thing that I worked out was the importance of resting and the delicate balance between
And it's
getting too
dry.
much colour.
Yep. Because when you dry the flesh of any protein,
You get a
whether it
nice
be-
sear.
Yeah, beef,
Anything.
pork,
Everything.
chicken,
Everything.
If you pat it dry, you will get a much better crust, way better crust. And it's as
sacrificing
simply
the
as
cuisson of the fish.
simple as
What I've done there
dabbing
is just
with
dried the
paper
skin,
towel.
just lightly salting it as well. And then I've got a nice hot plancha. Now this can also be done with a good hot pan. A plancha is just a nice like long sheet of metal, which we often use in professional kitchens to get a nice colour, but you can also use a pan. Lay it away from you. And then all I do with my halibut is just literally put a flat on there. One flat is going to ensure contact with that plancha all the way through. You can use a tiny little weight, you could use a small pan. This is a proper sort of game between getting a roast on the fish, because roast halibut tastes delicious, without sacrificing the important cuisson. We get people who come into the restaurant.
Oh, cuisson.
What's cuisson mean?
Cooking.
Oh.
Oh, but he used the French word.
Yeah.
I like it.
You like this, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
It's just-
regularly would order.
It's like when you see people who have gone through the brigades and
Yeah.
everything like that, and all the terms it's French.
Yeah.
It's the same in like a lot of the military terms are
Right.
French. Everybody
Uh-huh.
just doesn't know that.
Right. All right.
Fish, they have a preference on how they want it cooked. I think that's perfect. I think that's much better. Some people, as soon as they see, well, slightly older generationally, as soon as you see
Little bit of
anything translucent or
right.
anything that's really ultra soft in the mouth,
they get freaked out.
they just assume that it's raw. That is, for me, like with all the oils and all the goodness inside that fish, that's the best way to have it. So topping up the oil as that fish cooks, this is a medium heat, so it's not too high. I'm not trying to cook it like I would a steak. And this is on for
I
about
remember when kitchens, and this is gonna sound stupid, but like when they discovered paint scrapers. Because I remember everything was spatulas.
Right.
Like you never saw a paint scraper in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then someone had, someone
Had the great idea of like,
and
this
it
is a
and
sick
it
tool.
instantly
Took off.
took off. Like
Yeah.
it went everywhere.
I mean, especially in pastry.
Oh, and then the different sizes and
Yeah.
and just imagine a diner. Like they used to do that with spatulas.
Right.
But now you can have those big paint scrapers. You could just
Yeah.
3.5 minutes. The fish is only
Sorry,
gonna be
I
cooking
digress.
for about 4.5 minutes total. Peel that away, and you've got
Look at that.
awesome,
Beautiful.
light golden crust on top of your halibut. I touched it.
Cooking it.
No worries with touching it. He's disinfecting it with the heat.
Yeah.
Boom,
Right,
instantaneously.
right. So remember, at least here in New York, you have to wear gloves with ready to eat food, meaning something that's basic. Like you can't take a piece of lettuce for a salad with your bare hands, but with fish, which is still being cooked, you absolutely can.
On the other side, just to remove the rawness. So I'm going to probe this fish, and just added some more salt and pepper to finish it. But I know that this fish is going to be 32 degrees. But what you have to consider is, especially in a restaurant, that fish is going to sit on the pass for 2 minutes, and then it's going to go to a customer through a dining room.
So he's
They're gonna
taking
sit
into
down,
account the time. So the server did a pickup.
Mhm.
Boom. In his mind, when all is taken into account.
Yeah.
Sitting, and that's why you hear chefs yelling because it needs to get picked up now.
Right.
Because it's going to be
time it to
it's
get
gonna
it to the customer at the right temperature. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to how interested Frenchy is and happy Frenchy is right now, and he is reacting to someone who is British. And there have been many times where Frenchy and I have joked that the Brits can't cook and their food sucks.
Yes, but this is all.
It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke, guys. Chill out. I remember when the early days of the channel when you were on and we were just joking, like, yeah, the Brits can't cook. All their food sucks. It's a fucking joke. And
it does.
The amount
all
of
their food does suck, though. and throw in the Irish and the Welsh and the Scots. Oh my God, it's all terrible.
They're going to take an Instagram photo.
Anything off the European continent that's floating, sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Whatever.
You know what? Forget everything I just said. We're serious. We're being for real.
And look,
And then they will be eating it from
all the
8
Michelin
minutes
starred
after you cook that
restaurants
fish.
in
And that's what people don't take into
England, and
account.
they're are all French.
Literally, I'm just going to leave this fish here in a warm place, and we'll probe it again in a minute and a half, and you'll see that it's perfectly 41 degrees. We'll give it a tiny little flash, put a bit of lemon juice on it, send it, 41 degrees, perfect temperature for fish. I think it's Marco who says that meat cookery is really straightforward, but a second can be a lifetime when you're talking about fish cookery. And that just shows you have to anticipate the time that the heat is going to travel through that fish. Final probe, 41.4, 40.2 between there. Look at the consistency of this. That's exactly what you want. You know, it's an ultra fine texture. And taking it any further, halibut than 41 degrees, 42 degrees is actually criminal. So good.
So that is an amazing chef right there. The amount of detail that went into the one component of a dish. The amount of
There's
steps.
nothing else. It was just a protein. This whole clip was just the protein.
Just a protein. And the amount of things that's going through his mind, the timing and everything.
Yeah, but that becomes second nature. You don't I don't even remember all that stuff. It's just instinctual.
Right. But remember,
the fact that we can point it out now is
Right.
like, oh yeah, that's right.
But most of our audience, Frenchy, are not professional. They don't understand the level of detail that goes into this because it's second nature for us. We don't take the time to explain it. So that's why I love these types of videos, because it makes me remember how fucking awesome we are. We're awesome. We're awesome,
I'm
buddy.
a little more awesome.
Oh, that's okay.
That's
Yes,
okay.
yes, you're more awesome.
Is okay.
It's okay.
It's
It's okay. So that's one component of a dish. So imagine you have 5-6 components on one dish going at the same time, but then you have 5-6 dishes going to one table. The chaos, the controlled chaos. That's why I fucking love this industry. It's awesome.
Speaking to the mic. Cutting out.
I would say that if ever there's been a fish that more hate crimes have been committed against, it's a salmon. Traditionally cooked with the skin on, which is actually a delicious way to cook it. Salmon skin gets super crispy. But I feel like too much emphasis goes into getting the skin crispy, and not enough emphasis goes into how is my salmon actually
Wait, is that a
cooked
counter
and-
right there?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Which restaurant is this?
this is called Fallow. I said that earlier if you paid attention.
Oh, no, I didn't. Wasn't.
But yes, there's a counter right there. And they, you see he has a GoPro mounted to his chest.
Who does?
The chef that's talking right now.
Oh, he does? No,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
How much heat has to travel through that salmon to get the skin crispy? Have you noticed I'm just drying every time this salmon before placing it on the grill. Remove the surface layer of moisture from the fish before you add it onto your plancha. It's just an extra layer of defense of that fish sticking onto the plancha and you ruining your lovely dinner. So let the oil heat up slightly before you let your salmon onto there. And when I'm searing it, this is a side where I've removed it from the bone. I always sear the fish on the side where the skins come off because it just looks so much better. I first heard it with Gordon Ramsay where he was saying the rule of 90-10. You want to be cooking your fish 90% on one side and 10 on the other. But no one ever talks about resting your fish. And that time is super important, albeit half the time that a steak would take to rest. And the best thing about salmon is it very rarely sticks. So I've got this awesome roast already, and that's been about 2.5 to 3 minutes. In Michelin kitchens, I think fish is like a true sign of a quality chef. Sometimes you get a piece of fish on the pass. You've got this like translucent center. You've got this like, or sometimes if you're using skin, crispy
Where would you put the
skin,
difficulty level of cooking fish? So eggs,
Yeah.
so right, first.
That's where you
Pastry?
start. Yeah, pastry.
Then fish?
I mean, I always found the top guy was the fish guy. The grill, if you have a restaurant with a lot of emphasis on meat, the grill guy's usually the top dog because there's so much. It's volume.
It's volume.
It's volume. So that guy has to be
Like at a
tough
steakhouse, your grill
Yeah.
guy is
he's tough as a fucking nail.
He's tough. He's top dog.
He's top dog. However, as far as cooking prowess, meat is a lot more forgiving than fish. You really have to have a deeper understanding of your timing with fish, in my opinion.
probably the most joyous thing to see as a chef. It's also probably the best thing to prep. If you look at the way that the heat has dissipated through the fish so far, you can see that it's basically cooked almost a third of the way through. So, I'm gonna turn it over now. To use our sort of chef's instinct to see this line slowly dissipate.
And everything that he's doing and explaining to you is happening when he's doing this at service is happening in 4 or 5 minutes time. So he's taking 10, 15 minutes to explain this to you, but it's really like, because he's cooking 5 or 6 at the same time.
What is this editing?
Yeah.
Right?
Disappear. So we're on 32 degrees after about 6 minutes on the plancha.
Look at
So
that.
just have a look at that fish now. Rest him for about 1.5 minutes, just hit 40. And I'm just gonna whack it.
So you
until
saw that. It
300
was just in resting,
Yeah.
it went up 9 to 10 degrees. Come on.
heated oven for
That's
1 minute.
That's so
Okay, so we've got 44, 45, 46 now. But just bear in mind, you've got one thin side versus one fat side. So it's important to probe both sides. Yeah, it's on 44.
and that's
so that
why
is perfect.
medium on when fish are not consistent
Yeah.
is the best.
Large
That.
flakes of translucent.
Oh,
fuck.
so good.
Absolutely
Yes.
perfect.
Perfect.
So I think we're going to get a lot of comments saying that that's
Yep.
raw.
Yep. No.
For me, the important thing is with salmon. First of all, sashimi grade doesn't actually mean anything. It's complete fake terminology. Often means that it's frozen or it's incredibly fresh. This is incredibly fresh salmon. It can be eaten raw. Absolutely fine. This, for me, is the perfect consistency because it's really nicely seared on the outside, so you get the crust. But it's very gentle and soft because it's a naturally oily fish. This is how I like to eat my salmon. This is how I would have it and ask for it in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Definitely the most eaten
Yes. So for any of you who's watching this and says, "I'll never eat that. That's raw," your palate sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
fish in the UK. Cod. Obviously, we use a cod head at Fallow, so we never really actually put cod on the menu, apart from the heads. It is one of my favourite fish. Characteristics are very different to the other fish.
They
that
do.
we-
They must do a fish head stew.
Yeah. Which fish head stew. I mean, that's something that's very common in Chinese cuisine. It's one of my favorite soups ever.
used so far. It's probably more similar to a halibut for sure because of the sort of oil content, natural oil content, but the flakes are much larger and it can take a lot more heat. You should get your oil nice and hot, dry off your cod fillet, and lay it face down. Tiny little bit of weight on there. She's a little flat, nice and delicate. This is a tiny bit of butter emulsion, but you could just use a knob of butter or some lemon juice. Ideally, you want to get a really nice even cuisson through the whole fish, and a gentle way to do it is just lightly to do cod in the oven. Having said that, it's really important to not skip this stage and get a perfect crust. It's been on there now for about a minute and a half. Move it. I'm not going to look at the color yet.
So our ovens are so intense that we just put that on a skillet and put it in the oven.
I was just about to say so.
And then we pull it out and then we turn it over and it's resting.
Yeah.
So we eliminate labor.
Yeah.
We eliminate all this, all the cleaning problems, and it's just
So start on a skillet on the stove top, right? And at a high heat and pop it into the oven and flip, let it sit for like a half a minute to a minute and ready, right?
done.
Yeah.
know it's going to be nice, and by moving it to 2 to 3 different places, you're bound to get a really perfect crust over the whole fish. The temperature is not raging hot. There is a balance. If you put your fish on a cold plancha, it will stick like shit to a blanket. What you want to do is maintain a good heat without it being too intense, because it'll over caramelize the fish. And this is what we're looking for. Beautiful golden crust.
Beautiful.
Don't be afraid with a cod.
You're not getting that with cooking with Jack.
Totally different to a halibut. What you're looking for is to develop that crust and that flavor, because the large flakes of meat can hold up to a bit more temperature. Take the rawness off the bottom and then into the oven. I pull that off the plancha roughly about 27 degrees. So
in the butter. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
just the center of that fish would have been completely raw just because of the size of that cod fillet. Having practiced this a lot and done a lot of services where I'm cooking fish basically from start to finish for 5 hours, you get to know how a larger fillet will respond versus a smaller fillet. And I can't emphasize enough a probe. I mean, like, you're going to get loads of chefs in the comment being like, oh, real chefs don't use probes. Well, I reckon real chefs just serve nicely, perfectly cooked fish every time and make it.
Boom! Fuck you! I love that. I love this dude. Fuck yeah!
As consistent as possible. Excellent. So,
oh
fish
man,
out. So 3 minutes on the plancha.
Listen, I would use a probe. I
Right.
just don't have the time.
yeah. That's another thing though, because
I've done like he's doing one, like even in a fancy restaurant, because he's doing that station.
right,
So he's maybe, even if it's 400 customers a night, he's maybe doing what?
70 to 80.
No, of one fish, of one dish.
I'm talking.
He's probably doing 20, 30.
Yeah.
That's a
Of
tops.
one fish.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
fair,
that's
Yeah.
no. But when you,
it depends on the type of
yes,
restaurant.
but look at exactly. But downstairs,
Yeah.
where you're doing 100 customers
Right.
in under 40 minutes, like no,
Yeah.
it's got to be. That's why the butchering
Has to be consistent.
consistent.
Just about to say. There's two parts to this: is timing and the consistency of your product. So if all of your fish are cut very consistently, your cook can catch a rhythm because everything's so consistent. The oven's at a specific temperature, the weight of the protein, whether it be steak, fish, or whatever, is consistent, right? Weight and size, because you can have the same weight of something, but if it's not cut to the same size, then that's also going to change things. So when a restaurant orders a steak, and let's say there's 5 people at the table, they all order steaks, they should all be the same size. And you'll notice that when that is the case, that restaurant typically charges more than your mom and pop place or your
Because they're getting
neighborhood
center
bistro,
cuts.
because you are getting center cuts. The more consistent the product that the chef or the cook is working with, the more consistent food you will get. And that is what you're paying for. That's a big part of what you're paying for. And hey, if you feel you can do it better or just as good at home, all the more power to you. But that is how restaurant economics work. You don't want to have a table of 5 people and they all order steak and they're all getting different size steaks or different shaped steaks. I guarantee every single one of you would comment about it.
2 minutes in our oven, and what I'm just going to do now is baste this like insanely delicious fish butter, roast fish cod butter, all over our fish and let it rest for approximately 2 to 3 minutes. It's so easy to talk about steak temperatures. Like meat, if you're talking about one animal and how it behaves exactly the same way. Cod, halibut, they're predatory fish, so they eat smaller fish. Whereas mackerel don't. Mackerel eat sandworms and different things. It's not even like eating a Labrador versus a Pekingese. It's a completely different species. Every fish should be treated completely differently.
Yeah.
And this is what I really like about like Josh Nyland's philosophy about it. There's no, like in the past, it's always been one size fits all. Finish with lemon juice.
Science. Know your
Perfect.
science.
52. 3 minutes plancha, oven, 2 minutes, 2.5, 180 degrees. 3 minute rest, so it's still got a chew to it. It's still got a bite to it.
Yes.
Which you want with a flaky fish like
It's
this.
gonna like
It's
if he's done it properly, it's gonna have that like that scallop texture. Almost.
Yes, that's
It's gonna have that rubbery.
Yeah. Not
like-
rubbery in a
not
bad
rubbery
way.
in a bad way, but like bounce.
Little resistance.
Little resistance.
Yeah, little resistance.
I like it.
Utterly delicate in the middle because you've taken it to the right temperature. Next up, undisputed king of the sea. My turbot's come in very thin today, so I wanted to show a fillet of turbot, but it's a lot thinner. So that means that we're going to cook it. We have to sacrifice the colour because we won't get a perfect cook on it. But the thing is with the turbot is they are very robust fish. And as soon as you touch this, like on the plancha.
Have we watched this
It's a-
video
it
before?
feels-
No. Definitely not. This is a fairly new video.
It just
And this is our first time reacting to this channel.
it just puts me right back to like loving to cook them.
Yeah.
completely different to the other fish. Very, very firm, and it retracts with the heat.
And
It's the most
now back
rewarding
to
fish cook.
that consistency
Right.
of that bounce. That fish is perfect. That's you're almost at Dover sole.
Oh, Dover sole.
Consistency.
What a good fish. That's a great fish.
2.5 minutes on the plancha, and it's got this awesome crust. Tiny little touch there, and then we'll get it golden all the way over. And then I'm just going to flip it, leave it on the other
Beautiful.
side for a second. Okay, and now taking this off, very little colour on the bottom, just tiny little bit. So 3 minutes on the plancha. If it was a little bit thicker, you'd need longer. In the words of Bevo, you know the rules: salt, pepper, lemon juice. Let that rest for 2 minutes. That'll be up to temp perfectly. 55, 56. So you can roast it basically a lot more liberally, a lot more curve-free. This is best served with a knife and fork, to be honest, because it is
I fucking wish I was there filming with them and getting a piece of every
I
fish,
know.
right?
meaty fish. Got that awesome sort of translucent hue to it.
Yes.
Beautiful little glow. So good. It's a chef's favorite fish. There are so many benefits to cooking fish on the bone, and to be honest, John Dory and turbot and fish like that are very firm are really, really good cooked on fire. And so what we've got here, John Dory,
yes,
supposedly
yes.
this little
Fuck
black
yeah.
spot comes from where St. Peter picked them up out of the water. Best way to cook John Dory, in my humble opinion, is on a nice hot grill. Now we're not going to cook it the whole
That is a
way
white
on
hot
this
grill,
highest
too.
on the highest heat possible. We're going to take it off a little bit and rest it. The cooking is very different when it's on the bone to when it's off the bone on a plancha.
Yeah.
There's not as many opportunities to overcook a fish on the bone, but it's also equally hard to balance cooking it nicely whilst maintaining the
look.
cuisson of the fish,
Yeah.
so it comes off the bone for serving it. So almost like you would cook a steak, keep flipping, keep
And as
turning,
you
keep
see, he
flipping,
did a
keep
90-degree turn.
Right.
So he's gonna get the checkered marks.
Yes, but notice, not to throw him under the bus more. So remember that
Yeah,
Adam.
I saw. The skin was off.
Yes, but notice the technique when he flipped the steak. He flipped the fish. Remember Adam Ragusa, where every time he flipped the steak, he was beating the fuck out of it. And you and I both pointed out he needs to be a lot more delicate so that steak doesn't fucking fall
Well,
apart.
fish is even more fragile.
And fish is even more fragile. So notice that he never actually lifted the fish.
He just picked it up and
Yeah,
rolled it over.
right. He let one fin stay on the grill.
The weight was never The whole weight of the fish was not on the spatula.
Yes, on the tongs rather.
Tongs.
When
Why
you're
use
cooking
spatula?
whitefish on the bone, you have to take it above 62 degrees, otherwise it simply will not flake away from that bone nicely. If it's served on the bone and you can't flake it away, it will appear like it's raw. And people don't want to pull meat off the bone, it needs to slide off effortlessly. You can do this in a frying pan with foam and butter, absolutely the same. It just doesn't quite give it the same roasted flavour. Really gentle when you're taking it off. That's been about 4 minutes on the grill.
Got some hatch marks on
35,
it.
36 degrees. So just a tiny little bit of butter onto a tray, and then delicately under your grill. In a restaurant we have what we call a salamander. Probably going to take around about 4 to 5 minutes for the fish to cook, about 3 minutes under the grill. And I'm just going to take it out and just lightly baste it. The difference between cooking a fish on the bone is this stuff, the juice that comes off. In sort of Spanish cooking, they combine this sort of collagen left over and this fish juice with olive oil and make a pulpa.
Yeah, the key word he said, collagen. So when you cook fish on the bone, you are getting all the juice and mainly
The bone marrow.
the collagen, that connective tissue. It melts and it goes into the flesh, and that is why bone-in fish is always the best. You cannot get that flavor with a fillet.
So there we are, 54, 55 degrees. To be honest, we've served hundreds of these in the restaurant. It's also quite,
There are some fish that I feel benefit from cooking just the fillet. For example, salmon. I don't like bone-in salmon. I think the flavor's overwhelming when you have it bone-in. You know,
True.
when you have a salmon steak.
Ugh,
Yeah,
I hate
yeah, yeah. It's just that bone flavor just makes it so much more fishy.
it's quite a tricky fish to fillet, a dory, and you lose quite a lot of fish doing it. So I just think it's always better to serve that on the bone. Season it, same as always. Lemon juice just to finish.
He's not
And
going to
then
fillet it, right? He's
Delicately
gonna...
tease that away
Oh, yeah. That's
from
how...
both ends. So
Ah.
it's beautifully translucent. But you can tell the fish is fully cooked, otherwise it wouldn't release from the bone. Like a mix between turbot and halibut. It's got the firmness of a turbot, but it's got the flake and then the very thin, finite flakes of a hallie. Just cooking it on the bone, you just get this awesome, like almost mouthfeel when you eat it. This is a mackerel fillet, lightly puree. We've filleted it, pin boned it. Just gonna oil both sides. This is the best way to cook mackerel. The outer membrane has been removed. We were always taught to take it to about 40 degrees. You can use a plancha, you can use a pan, but a blowtorch is the perfect way because you crisp up the skin.
Yeah,
and you get the perfect consistency
it
at the same time.
not
Run your
retracts.
blowtorch
It
across,
Contracts. Yeah, contracts.
that outer skin will just retract. Then you just leave it. Leave
Hey,
it for a
that-
second, and what's going to happen is once it's contracted, then it's going to relax. This would be done.
Okay, he just
perfectly
said
under your
both
grill
words.
as well, just to release all of the fat and oil from that mackerel, and it'll just slowly start to cook all the way through. So look, we're at 39 degrees, just going to 40. So we've got the perfect consistency, but what
I also want you guys to mention he keeps resting the fish on the side of that plancha. That is fucking hot too. Like you're not resting your hand and leaning on it and having a conversation with anybody. That is why he's able to cook it further on the side. I mean, you know, kitchens are fucking hot.
Yeah.
we still want to do, you look at it there, that fish almost looks raw. Just touch it on the other side.
But it's almost
And
there.
internally inside that fish, we're looking at 40 degrees. I can feel what I'm looking for.
It's amazing how
It's
the
almost
sushi masters have adapted this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
raw. But the best thing about this oily fish is that by just cooking it so gently, all you've done is not cook the flesh, but you've just released all of those beautiful juices and all those oils. You take mackerel much further, those oils are going to leave the fish, and you're going to get a dry, sort of overcooked, mealy texture.
Which is actually how it's typically cooked in Korea. They just pan sear the fillets, you know, with rib bones in, and they pretty much overcook it, but we love it. That's how we just eat it with a lot of salt.
Best thing you can do is be really, really delicate with that super delicate texture, translucent flesh. The most delicate way to cook mackerel. I just know that's going to be the absolute.
I'm definitely
perfect way.
ordering fish tonight. All right, my friend.
I was I was gonna do
How awesome was that?
that was really good. Yeah, that was really enjoyable.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. Fallow, man, you guys crush it. We really enjoyed that. All right, we're running out of time, so we are going to blow through the. Not yet. Now. No. Now. All right. Not so current news. Over 200 passengers sickened with norovirus aboard luxury cruise ship. This is why I will
Queen
never.
Mary too.
Yeah, this is why I will never, ever, ever go on a cruise. Never.
Kennard, same people who did the Titanic.
Metallica's Master of Puppets hits 1 billion streams on Spotify, baby.
That's on top of like all their old stuff.
Yeah. Fucking.
The Spotify is relatively new, right?
Yeah. 42 years ago, Dave
Aw,
Mustaine
man.
played his last show with Metallica. No, Dave Mustaine went on to make Megadeth. He was kicked out of Metallica for being a raging alcoholic. A mean raging
Who am I
alcoholic.
thinking? Oh no,
No.
I guess somebody else.
No, you're thinking of someone else who is also on the not so current news. Okay, moving on. Avocado comes from the Aztec term ahuacatl, which means testicle.
Hey,
There you go. I mean, it's not wrong. Looks like a testicle. Moving on. Spiders could theoretically eat every human on Earth if they worked together. Clearly, the spiders of the world are not unified because we are still alive. Moving on. South Korea is the only country where 20% of the population has the same
hey,
last
weren't we
name.
talking about this yesterday?
I was telling you about how the Saos and Lius don't get along for historical reasons. I am a Sao.
Oh, someone said, what about Nguyen? Well, that's Vietnamese.
Yeah, that's Vietnamese, you fuckface.
I thought you said it.
All right. California AG issues stark warning to 15 million 23andMe users as bankruptcy looms. Delete your data. Yes.
Wait, which did you use on me?
No, that wasn't 23andMe.
What was
Don't
that?
worry. I don't remember.
Yeah, can we get it? Because don't they update that information?
Update what? There's nothing to update.
No, but like as the technology progresses, they constantly update, like they narrow even more the what was it? We have to
I don't
what's the
remember.
account?
I don't remember.
You have well, you're gonna get it from
Okay,
me.
I find out.
Because I was actually looking for it the
Yeah.
other day and I couldn't remember either.
All right, let's check this out.
The U.S. has banned all U.S. government employees working in China from any sexual or romantic relationships with any Chinese citizen. It's the
You can
first
do
time
that?
anything like this has been made public as a policy of the U.S. government since the Cold War. Intelligence services across the world have long used attractive men and women to obtain sensitive information.
No
it's being called
shit,
as-
Sherlock.
I know shit.
Honey
Sherlock.
potting.
Yep. Yeah.
Go watch the interview.
In memory of Kurt Cobain.
Oh.
This is the not so current news. So that was on the 5th of which as of
you
Feb-
know
what?
who
What? Oh,
I was thinking of a Def Leppard and the drummer lost his arm in the
yeah, the
accident.
car crash. Yeah.
And then he came back to how did that I
He
haven't heard
uses
of
his left foot to do this. Yeah, he basically is using his feet now, both of his feet, trigger some other parts. Anyway, people with a sweet tooth might have higher brain activity.
coulda told you that.
I could have told you that. Frenchie and I got real high brain activity. Target is
brain activity doesn't mean intelligence.
Yeah, that's
It
true,
just means
yeah.
the synapses are going pew 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 pew. Huh? Squirrel.
Score. Target is closing all 1,978 stores as part of Easter blackout. Okay. Scientists have brought dire wolves back from extinction after 10,000 years.
The same company.
Yeah.
This was their first run.
Yeah.
They're doing mammoth.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and the dodo bird. They're gonna do the dodo bird, mammoth, and
Has anyone seen Jurassic Park before?
no, you can't do dinosaur
Why?
because it's too old. The DNA doesn't exist.
You can't find a mosquito inside a ball of amber and no.
Not enough of it.
I was
No,
really
dire
hoping-
wolves were, we were, like 10,000 years ago, they were still around.
really wanted
We
a
killed them. We
dinosaur.
hunted them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. In Prague, there's a spa where you can relax in a bathtub filled with beer.
Yeah, but I have questions.
What? Oh,
You're not drinking that beer.
no, you're not. Oh, hell no. But you can sit in it.
What would that? Well,
I would find the part of the pool where the jet comes out.
Yeah,
and
you
put
like
my
that.
bum next to it. Yeah. Woman broke record by passing driving test on the 960th time. She's from South Korea too. What a way to keep stereotypes going. Anyway, women over 40 are having more babies than teen moms for the first ever.
Yes, but is it or is it both? Is it less teens and more 40, or is it,
Could probably. Who
or is it the
knows?
same number of teens and just way more 40s?
Right. Since the 1990s, teen birth rates have declined by 73%, while births among women age 40 and older have surged.
Oh, there's my answer.
All right. Okay. Oh, you would like this. This shower head looks like Darth Vader is crying.
Nah, it looks.
Oh, I like this.
No, there's no pressure there.
Moving on, the most.
I need my shower to be. If you haven't noticed, I like long showers.
Yes.
I do everything in the shower.
Yeah.
I brush my teeth in the shower. I floss in the shower. I trim my beard in the shower. I trim everything in the shower.
The most expensive ice cream in the world costs $6,696 per scoop.
And you would have to be a moron.
Salado, a high-end Japanese ice cream brand, has earned a spot in the Guinness World Records because there is rare Italian white truffles, Parmesan, and gold leaf. Gold leaf don't cost shit.
Yeah.
Parmesan
Parmesan could be expensive, and white
but not-
truffle too.
Yeah,
but not $6,000
no,
worth.
No. You're fucking stupid if you buy that ice
Yeah.
cream. Okay. Frenchy clips.
That's literally a $6,000 markup.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You're right. Okay, Frenchy clips. These are clips that Frenchy and I would send to each other.
Oh, his legs is breaking. His leg is breaking.
Would send to each other in the middle of the night. All right.
I gotta watch you watch it.
Now, remember, everybody, oftentimes this segment of the podcast gets demonetized, and on YouTube, we have to clip it out. But if you don't want clipped out episodes, if you want the full episode,
Just go get an account on Spotify.
account
Just
on
just
Spotify.
make it a habit now. I gotta watch you watch. I like watching you.
my algorithm has changed
Because of me.
you. All right, let's watch.
Keep going, Ojo, keep going.
Fuck. No! Oh! Okay. All right. Let's watch this one. ADHD blurting out things without thinking. This one's a funny one.
Tomatoes and scrambled eggs. Really simple.
Cook the man some fucking eggs, bitch!
Okay. Tomatoes and scrambled eggs. Really
Cook
simple.
the man some fucking eggs, bitch!
Is this New Zealand?
Okay.
This is great. Did he get fired?
I'm sure he did. Oh my god.
Or not.
Yeah. All right.
Or did somebody come and get him?
Yeah, this isn't the full clip. I've seen the full clip. Like the staff members are like, okay, right.
Oh, is he drunk?
I don't know.
He's
I don't
probably drunk.
know. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah. Gee. I have so many car
Yeah,
accident
but two
videos.
things here. Two things.
Yeah.
This is fisheye,
Yeah.
right? So the perspective when you're actually and it's being sped up.
You think it's being
Yeah,
sped up?
sped up.
Yeah.
Trust me, I do this all the time. Yeah, this is definitely sped up.
Ugh.
This and the acceleration is not meshing with the
video.
yeah.
All right. He goes on to live another day. Or not. Oh, I can't do motorcycles too. Cruises and motorcycles. Won't touch either of them.
Oh, I gotta bring my motorcycle. We do video of the beast.
Well, you can ride your motorcycle. I'm not touching it. Okay. I don't remember
Black Beauty.
I don't remember why I put this here.
Know that
Black
if
Betty.
you add sweetened condensed milk to rice that has already been cooked for 3 hours, mix everything, add cream, mix it, cook for 40 minutes, add powdered milk, mix everything, transfer
Rice
the mixture
pudding?
to a dish, and sprinkle cinnamon powder on top,
Okay.
you will
rice
get
pudding. Oh my god! I totally forgot that was there. because like I watch these things throughout the week and I slowly compile all the clips for the podcast. I totally forgot about that part.
Yeah, but there's a simpler way of doing it. Just do the rice pudding recipe. It's so much easier.
Oh, another car thing. This one has to have a crash. The last one, the motorcycle one, was disappointing. Oh yeah, there is a crash and a body. Woo! Ugh. Oh no! Fuck! There's a kid in there.
Well, not in the crash one.
Yeah,
no.
not in the crash one, but oh no. All right, now I'm depressed. Oh, this one, Josh, you're definitely gonna have to remove the original music. But remember that one time Bobby Brown dropped his coke live on Arsenio Hall? Oh man.
Did you bring attention to it? Oh, the camera was right there.
Yeah, the camera. Right
Damn.
there, you can't avoid.
Oh, that's sinking through the sidewalk, right?
Oh, fuck.
There's nothing left of that car.
Nope.
Damn. There is nothing left.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yep. He's dead. All right. Let's see another one. Oh yeah. Congrats, you found the fuck around and find out page.
But, like, why would you climb up a
I
dead
know.
tree?
For example,
Like, you know that's gonna break.
Yeah.
Yeah. He hit every branch on the ugly tree down.
I know whenever I put one of these types of clips, it's going to be a super dark joke. I don't remember what it is, though. So let's find out. We may get canceled after this.
What is the only organ in women that stays warm after death?
What?
My dick.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah.
I knew that one.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you'll love this one.
You want it in school? I'm about to do 3. What? 1, 2.
Oh, she's hitting the wall, right?
Oh!
My tibias. My tibias.
All right. Grandma has a tattoo of a mouse.
I had that for years. I'll show it to you. Said I had the.
Yeah. Look at her tattoo. Look at her tattoo.
Is it like right here?
Just look at it.
I want to look at it. It's right here. You see it? Huh?
Do you see the mouse?
Do you see the mouse? No. Oh gosh, I guess my.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh, this has got to be another dark joke.
What
Racist
has 2
joke.
wings and an arrow?
Oh, yeah, it's a racist
What?
joke.
A Chinese telephone. Wing wing arrow.
Oh, I should have seen that coming.
Thank you for your partner.
Fuck you, Aaron, bro. That's a good one. Wing wing arrow. Arrow.
Oh, God.
Oh,
They got Uncle Roger there. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, you sent me this. You said this is going to be us on our Europe trip.
Bizarre.
Yeah. Porsche 2? Yeah, baby. That's the Autobahn, right?
Is that the Autobahn?
Yeah, when I crossed the German border.
That's not the Autobahn.
Oh no.
But he's getting out of the toll, so he's just flooring it.
All right.
I don't know if that's legal or not, because you're still doing the speed limit,
right.
Until you get to the speed limit.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Are you allowed to?
Right. Yeah. I mean, like if there's a cop nearby, they're definitely gonna watch you.
I remember I got caught speeding after a toll booth.
Yeah.
And the guy stopped me. He's like, "Did you stop for the toll booth?" I was like, "Yeah." There's no way you stopped. You're going that fast. It's like, "Oh, this car is fast."
All right, check this out. Jump.
Oh, he's going through the floor.
How the fuck do you know?
That's a big boy. Those are the trailers. These are not the real schools. These are the ones that they put outside.
Yeah.
Because they have no more room.
Oh man. All right. Next. Oh fuck. This one's bad. Oh.
Did he KOs him?
Oh! Broken ribs are so
painful.
Fucking painful.
And you can't do anything about it.
You can't breathe right. You can't sneeze. You can't shit. Speaking of shit, we got to get through this podcast fast.
Oh.
Oh yeah. How real is this, man?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I can't believe I'm still doing this.
Yeah. The music was amazing. All right.
And then you get to the door. Daddy!
Yeah, oh, fuck. That's the worst. All right. This is the last clip of the day. This one I'm calling Fuck Around and Find Out.
Why, you moron?
Why would you do this?
They're so fast, too. There, boom. You're fucked. You're fucked.
Slow.
You're so fucking dumb.
And you're gonna get an infection.
Yes, and that's a freshwater crab too. Ugh. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we did making it. Pick up a Jammy Olive Oil t-shirt, pick up a bottle of hot sauce, pick up a bottle of the other hot sauce. Doesn't matter, we love you guys.
Let's
and remember,
drag this out. I know you gotta take a shit, so let's drag this out.
It always gets better, I gotta take a shit. I'm Chef Ryan, so not your typical chef.
I'm Frenchy.
All right, we'll see you later. Say bye to the white cam.